Last week, Councillors Carl Hill, Terry General, and myself, along with Mike Montour, the Director of Public Works, attended the Rural Ontario Municipalities Association Conference in Toronto. This is also known as Roma. While we were there, we had meetings with several of the new Ontario Cabinet Ministers talking about a variety of issues that are important to our community. We met with Minister Monty McNaughton, who's the Minister of Infrastructure. Will Bouma, who's the MPP for Brant, joined us in the meeting and was a great support. The morning session of Roma included a presentation by the Honourable Ernie Hardeman, who's the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. After that, we heard a presentation from Renu Kulendran, who is with the Ministry of the Attorney General, as well as a representative from the Alcohol and Gaming Commission. They provided an update on the cannabis legislation and legalization and the licensing framework. Premier Doug Ford also addressed the delegates. He said that they will make Ontario open for business and jobs. He also said that they are going to cut the red tape that doesn't make sense. He also talked about an economic engine that will help to make rural communities prosper and thrive. He wants to put money back in people's pockets, so we'll keep our eyes on that and keep his feet to the fire on those comments. Our delegation then had a meeting with the Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, Michael Parza. We talked about our development corporation and our company A6N. After that, we met with the Honourable Greg Rickford, the Minister of Indigenous Relations, Energy and Northern Development and Mines. All of these meetings with the ministerial delegations were only for 15 minutes, but we met with Mr. Rickford for over an hour. We had a brief meeting and then we went to lunch where we had more discussion on a number of issues at Six Nations that we wanted to bring to his attention, and we will continue to follow up on. He has also indicated that he would like to visit our community as soon as it can be arranged. I then met with one of the mayors from Northern Ontario, Mayor Wendy Laundrie. She's from Shunia. She is heading up a task force on the duty to consult and accommodate. Wendy is an Indigenous woman who is a mayor in the North and advised that she is working with staff at Roma and at the Association of the Municipalities of Ontario on the duty to consult and accommodate. She said that the municipalities are always delegated this duty by the province, even though it is the Crown's responsibility. So we are going to work with Wendy on that and help provide information. There was also an evening reception held, and we were able to speak with several other cabinet ministers. I talked to the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport, Michael Tobolo, the Minister of Transportation, Jeff Urick, Attorney General Caroline Mulrooney, and the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Stephen Clark. On the final day, we attended a meeting with the Parliamentary Assistant for Municipal Affairs and Housing, Christine Hogarth. I then attended a meeting with Kinga Surma, who is the Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Transportation, that Brant County Mayor had scheduled with her, and he had invited us to attend, or he let us attend. Our main message at all of these ministerial meetings was to introduce our community of Six Nations to the ministers and to begin to establish relationships with the new provincial government. We also informed them that we are planning a Six Nations Day at Queen's Park on March 5th and hope that we could meet with them and more of the other members. At the end of the conference, I also had the opportunity to speak briefly with Andrea Horvath, who is the leader of the NDP and the opposition leader, and also informed her of our Six Nations Day at Queen's Park. So it was a good event for our community. We were the only First Nation there, and it was an excellent opportunity for us to do some networking and to start that relationship with the new Ontario Cabinet Ministers.